Yo, what's good? It's your Drayson, Aerithist, or Joey, and today we are gonna be talking about behind the scenes of the new stupid FNAF plush for Rick's movie, The Lost Memory. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about it to like clear some things up. Uh, think of it as like an origin story for my now almost gone FNAF plush series. Stupid FNAF plush for Rick's. This is episode number 0. I consider it like the lost episode because it's like the first one you're supposed to watch before anything else, really. So basically, what it's about, without spoiling anything, is this is gonna be for people that are familiar with the series. Let's say that the engine team is forming, and they're starting to experiment on FNAF plushes to help them use them as tools to stop evil forces around the universe, such as Bill Cipher in one of the trailers. So, yeah, and one of my favorite scenes from the movie is the only one that I won't really talk about because I guess it has a spoiler in it, but not so much. Because I just like the scene in general. It's really the only horror part of it. And I will say that I guess you could consider it a horror movie, but not really because it has one jump scare in it. One, two, I forgot. It at least has one, and it's a decent one. It's okay, but doesn't happen until far later in the movie. But the the kind of tone the movie is, sorry for spitting, the kind of tone the movie is it's kind of slow during the first hour, but it starts to pace up a bit around the 1 hour mark, and then it comes to a conclusion in the end. Think of it as the first episode of something, right? It's not usually that exciting. It's just building up a story from the ground up, right? It's not too exciting. That's exactly what this movie is. It's not meant to be too exciting of a suspenseful movie or anything like that. There's not that much action in it, to be honest. There's a lot more talking than action in this movie, so just be wary of that there's not that much action in the movie, and it's a lot of, like, talking and stuff. Kind of like in Villains with Desires, but slightly less exciting, you know? But except this is actually the first ever full-length, movie in a single video form I ever made, ever. So, technically, this makes this the first legit movie I ever made. Ever. Because all the other movies I made, they had to be split up into parts. You know, uh, the two, Batman Into the Spider-Verse movies were full lengths, but they were kind of short, so I don't really consider them as full length movies. They were, let's say, they're short films. How about that? But this is a full length movie. The runtime of this movie here, The Lost Memory, Stupid FNAF Plush Breaks Episode 0, is 2 hours and 1 minute, including the end credits, which is about 3 minutes. So it's really an hour 57-58 minutes, which is still pretty long. You can sleep through this movie in your night time if you wanted to. Like, if you want to sleep through this movie during the weekends or whatever, and wake up the next day seeing your screen being turned off, this is the movie for you, because there's a lot of talking in it. There's not that much action apart from one part of the movie that lasts for about 15 minutes, and it's about, I'm not gonna say where it happens, but I'm just gonna say it happens over the halfway point of the movie. It gets kind of action tense there, and there's also a lot of the way I made this movie is kind of unique. Let's say I took recordings of videos that actually exist on my channel already, and then I put those in the video, right, as the movie. I was originally just gonna have it as a compilation of episodes that already exist on my channel, right? But I decided, you know what? To make it more fulfilling of a movie, I'm actually gonna make original like shots for the movie, which is what majority of the trailer that you saw was. The official trailer, I mean. Majority of what you saw in the official trailer is all the original shots. All the rest of the movie is pretty much pre-taken shots. that were for separate, stupid FNAF plush freak episodes that so happened to, connect each other in that way, within a 5-night span. And yes, there is, exactly 5 nights featured in this Five Nights at Freddy's plush movie, which is interesting. So, yeah, that's all I really wanted to say for it. Without spoiling anything, all I'm gonna say is that it isn't as exciting as you think it is, but it is still worth the watch, of course, because otherwise I wouldn't be marketing, like, this entire thing like crazy, you know what I mean? My personal opinion of watching it, if this was a legit movie in the movie theater, I would sleep through it. But, knowing that this is just an indie movie that exists on YouTube, I think we would watch through the whole thing, you know? It's just interesting enough where you would stay awake for the whole movie, you know? It's just interesting enough. But since I'm the one who made it and I know what happens in the movie, it's kind of more boring to me than it would be for you watching it, if that makes sense. So, I don't know, I'm just rambling on, so just take what I'm saying for a grain of salt. Let your opinion be your opinion. Don't take what I'm saying, for 100%, if that makes sense, for how this movie is actually going to be. This may be the best thing you've seen in your life, this may be the worst thing you've seen in your life. I don't know, because I watched it several times. I literally made the movie all by myself, so, and within a week, too, so that's interesting. Was it rushed? I wouldn't say rushed, but I'd say some scenes are completely raw footage and not really edited. But that's because the raw footage works the way it was filmed, if that makes sense. Like, some scenes didn't really need any editing in it for it to work as a movie, you know? Some scenes were fine being raw footage, which is what I prefer. I prefer practical effects over CGI, which is something I can't really do yet, but mainly because the kind of, like, special effects I do isn't really that convincing if it's not live action special effects. That's why I put a lot of live action special effects in my movies and not like, or videos in general, and not like animated PNGs or whatever, because that just looks like bull, you know? So yeah, this movie here premieres tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US. So, that's like the same time zone that like the East Coast states are in, you know, like Maine, Florida, Georgia, Virginia, North Carolina, stuff like that, you know. So yeah, let's hope this movie actually is enjoyable. I am 100% sure you watching this right now will like this movie slightly more than me, only because I watched this thing several times already to verify it was really good. What I mean by really good is, like, good enough to post on YouTube. Like, appropriate-wise, you know. But, yeah, let's just see how the movie does. And if it's bad, you can be honest about it. You can, critique about it to me, and, I'll take your advice. And if it's, a pretty decent start, and it makes you want to watch the rest of the stupid FNAF Plush Frick series, which gets overly complicated because the lore changes every 10 episodes, then, yeah, so be it. Or you could just say in the comments that this is a really good movie, and, that'll make my day. So, yeah, that's what I really want to say, and, let's hope for the best thing that I created so far. So, yeah, I'll see you later, guys.